What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. So we are making a return to our series Versus. Today we're comparing two goalkeepers, Marc-Andre ter Stegen and Edwin van der Sar. Now, this ter Stegen is his Team of the Year nominee version, and this van der Sar is his middle version. Now, the reason I picked this is because if we go quickly over to the new icon swaps, where you can earn tokens to exchange for icons. So we go over to icon swap way over here, and we look through. We have this middle Edwin van der Sar, and I figured people might be trying to use them, so I wanted to come up with this video to let you guys know if that was a good choice or not. So I actually bought him. Obviously, I didn't get him through icon swaps. I bought him for $317,000. That was last night, so I don't know what he's going for right as we speak. But this ter Stegen, if we just quickly look on the market, I was lucky enough to pack him, which is pretty cool. But he's going in the neighborhood of 80K-ish. There's a bid for 80K, maybe as much as mid-90s. So basically, van der Sar is about 3 times as expensive as ter Stegen, maybe 4 times. I did another versus on the gold version of ter Stegen. Obviously, this Team of the Year nominee is better than the gold version. Every stat just gets bumped up. And as we know with goalkeepers, we do need to, on basic chemistry styles, we need to add 10 to every stat that they have. Now, it's really interesting because the only stat that this middle van der Sar beats ter Stegen on is speed. And goalkeeper speed is really not that noticeable in my opinion. So we're looking at 99 diving versus 97. 96 handling versus 96, so that's even. 99 kicking, which you can definitely notice, versus 93. 99 reflexes versus 99 reflexes, so that's even. Speed, van der Sar slightly faster at 57 rather than 54. And then finally 99 positioning for both of them. Now, so when you take into account chemistry styles, the only position that the only 2 stats that ter Stegen is actually better in are reflexes. Are diving and kicking. Everything else is basically the same. Now, I do want to quickly look at van der Sar's height is 6'6". Ter Stegen is only 6'2". Now, that's an interesting difference. So that's something, if you feel like you need a tall goalkeeper, that's definitely something to take into account. I'm just quickly looking at van der Sar on Footbin because I know ter Stegen has really good traits. He has saves with feet, which you can definitely notice in the game. He gets to low shots much better than other goalkeepers. Let's see. Traits for van der Sar. Comes for crosses and long throw. Now, long throw is good. Comes for crosses, I think, is good too. But he does not have saves with feet. And I thought he didn't, just based on gameplay. Now, we look again at ter Stegen's traits. Ter Stegen has... Now, if he gets a... This is the thing about ter Stegen, right? So he's got the Champions League team of the group stage, which has increased stats, but it actually doesn't matter because the basic chem style. But anyway, back to traits. Comes for crosses, so same as van der Sar. Rushes out of goal, which means he'll come out of the goal if like there's a through ball coming towards him, and he'll come out and get it, Neuer-esque, which I actually really like that trait. And then he has saves with feet. So he does not have the long throw, but I would say if you had to choose between the two of them, saves with feet is far more valuable. So you could probably tell by my commentary which way I was leaning in the subjective sense. I've used ter Stegen for a lot of games. I use his gold card for many, many games. I've used this card for 63 games already. Does have the 4-star weak foot, so if you find the ball on his left foot, he can hit a little bit better than van der Sar on his 3-star. I played 7 games with each. I do have some stats for you guys, so we're going to jump into that right now. Alright guys, so welcome into the statistical analysis portion of the episode, something that I really think helps give insight into the players and their ability to perform for you. First thing I just want to talk about off the bat is wins versus losses. So if you look at ter Stegen, he did lose 4 of the 7 games, and van der Sar did just lose 1 of the games, which is interesting. But again, I mentioned this in a previous episode, I don't want to put too much stock in that anymore because I play all these games in FUT Champions and your form can get weird and you might be playing easier opponents. So Wins versus losses, I'm not really going to take into consideration, although performance over 7 games gives us a nice good average. So speaking of average rating for both of these cards, 7.3 for Ter Stegen versus a 7.0 for Van der Sar. Now, obviously, Ter Stegen edges it out in the average rating department, but also if you look at the individual ratings, Ter Stegen never had a game below 7.0, and his highest rating was 7.9. If you compare that to Van der Sar, his lowest rating, he had a 6, a 6.9, and then a 7.0, and his highest was this 7.5. So not only was Van der Sar far more inconsistent, he also had the low end of the range, and his top end wasn't as high as Ter Stegen's either. So in terms of average rating, Ter Stegen definitely takes the cake there. I'm not exactly sure how they calculate rating for any player, let alone goalkeepers, but it is definitely tied to performance in some way. So that is important to note. Now, Van der Sar did not face as many shots as Ter Stegen did. Ter Stegen faced 55 shots on target, by the way, and Van der Sar faced 41. Now, he saved 27 of them, and so obviously Ter Stegen saved far more because he faced more. But it's not just that. If you look at percentage, Ter Stegen saved 82% of shots that came at him. Van der Sar saved just 66, and I think that has to do with that kick save, if nothing else. And maybe that slight increase in reactions or the other stats we talked about when we were looking on the console. Now, Van der Sar let in 14 goals, Ter Stegen only 10 in that same 7-game period. And that's what you're looking for out of your keeper. So not only did he have the higher save percentage, he also let in less goals over that period of time, which is really, really important. Not only did he save those goals, he caught far more of them. So he caught 19 out of 46 listed shots. So of the shouldn't be 46, that should be 45. I apologize for that. I must have miscounted because he made 45 saves. So 45, 19 out of 45 is no longer 41. Let me just do some quick math. 19 divided by 45 is 42%. So he actually got even better. Whereas Van der Sar's percentage is 33%. So that's almost another 10% of the time. 1 out of every 10 shots is going to get caught by Ter Stegen rather than parried into the way of an attacker, potentially, from Van der Sar. And catch rate is very important, at least to me. When you look at the passes, it's pretty much the same. Ter Stegen did get more involved on the ball, but the ratings are both just about 80% passing, a little bit lower. So not only did Ter Stegen feel better in the game subjectively, he also blows Van der Sar out of the water in terms of his actual statistics. 0.3 average rating better, had higher, more consistent average ratings across the board, kills him in save percentage, about 15 percentage points better in save percentage, let up less goals over the course of 7 games, and catches more balls, leading to less rebounds. Ter Stegen is the best goalkeeper in the game, and the only better goalkeeper, I think, is going to be better versions of himself. I will try Ter Stegen against Lev Yashin later in the year. I think he could be quite good, but basically everyone agrees that Van der Sar is better than Jens Lehmann, who's the other icon goalkeeper, and Peter Schmeichel. Van der Sar is definitely better than them. I think Lev Yashin might be considered to be better. So later on in the year, if I can get my hands on a Yashin, I will, maybe a Prime Yashin. We'll compare that to another version of Ter Stegen because I'm sure another one will come out. But right now, he's got good links. He's got German links. He's got Barcelona links. And he just performs better than every other goalkeeper I've seen used in this game. So across 7 games, definitely Team of the Year nominee Ter Stegen. Maybe his Champions League Team of the Group Stage is even better, but I don't see the point in paying another $20K for it when you really don't get that many boosted stats. Yeah, so I'm going to continue with Ter Stegen in my team. I think that he is a very, very good goalkeeper, and I'm not sure you can do too much better. So in this case, especially considering he costs almost a quarter, certainly a third of what Van der Sar costs. Keep your coins and get the better goalkeeper in the bargain. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. So I appreciate you guys watching. I will talk to you guys in the next video. That's going to be it from me today. Thanks. Bye.